All right, ready? Prince Charles delivers Queen's speech for the first time. So Prince Charles is the son of the Queen. So that makes sense. So I guess she's busy. Let's find out. Britain's heir to the throne, Prince Charles and Prince William, took center stage at the opening of Parliament on Tuesday, replacing the 96-year-old Queen Elizabeth, who missed the grand set piece event for the first time in almost 6 decades. That's 60 years. With the Queen forced to withdraw on Monday due to a recurrence of mobility issues, 73-year-old Charles arrived at the Palace of Westminster to read out the government's legislative agenda. Now, I think I have mobility issues at like 44. I'm trying to get better. Like today, like I'm drinking water instead of soda. But it's going to make me crabby. I already know what's going to happen, and I'm not really excited. I'm not jazzed about it. But anyway, Charles, who had attended the opening of Parliament alongside his mother in recent years, started reading out each bill by saying, "Her Majesty's government will." So, like, he's just hanging out. Like, he's done this before. He's been there. He seems to understand what he's supposed to be doing. Prior to the event taking place, there was a mixture of confusion among those sitting in the chamber of the House of Lords as to whether or not Charles would sit beside a ceremonial throne or stand in front of it. When he arrived and sat on the throne, there was an audible surprise amongst those watching in person. So, like, I'm trying to understand this. So basically, there was concern as to where Charles would sit. Okay. And then if they'd put a chair next to the throne, or if he would sit on the throne, in front of the throne, if he would sit at all. This was, as it says in the article, a mixture of confusion. This is, and it caused, when he did sit down, an audible surprise. We're worried about where the man sits. Or if he doesn't sit. The program for the day presented to those who had tickets to sit in the House of Lords had not been updated to reflect the fact that the Queen would not be attending herself, leaving some uncertainty as to exactly how the day's events would unfold. Well, I mean, if you've got a flyer and it's like, well, this person's going to do this, and then you've got like this other person that's taking their place, they're probably just going to go ahead and do the same thing the other person was going to do. Like it's in the flyer. I mean, the fact that you even get a flyer these days. And the other thing, it's like, look, at least you got a flyer, right? I mean, and as far as like this sentence, leaving some uncertainty as to exactly how the day's events would unfold, that's the story of my life. There's some uncertainty as to exactly how the day's events will unfold for me today. Some. The state opening of Parliament is an event of huge pomp and pageantry, which traditionally sees the Queen traveling to the Assembly in a state coach, escorted by mounted soldiers in ceremonial uniform, while the imperial state crown and other regalia travel ahead in a carriage of their own. The monarch dons the robe of state. That's pretty cool. I have a robe. It's like a terry cloth robe, and it's nice. It's nice. When it's cold and I take a shower, sometimes I'll put it on. Leading to a procession to the House of Lords upper chamber, where she sits on a throne and formally opens a new session of Parliament, reading a speech written by the government outlining its legislative plans. I would like to see, I would like to see us do that in the United States. I would like to see a reading of a speech written by the government outlining its legislative plans. The Queen has missed the occasion only twice during her 70-year reign, in 1959 and 1963, when she was pregnant with sons Andrew and Edward. The Queen, who has missed a number of public engagements since she was hospitalized for a night last October for an unspecified illness, had to issue a letters patent to authorize Charles and William to carry out her role at the constitutional event. You know, to be honest, I don't think she did. Like, she literally could have said, "Hey guys, can you go take care of this? I'm not feeling so great." Like, who's going to argue? Like, There's no, it's just, the event took place at a significant moment in British politics. Oh, go on. As the fallout from Partygate scandal continues to haunt Prime Minister Boris Johnson, leader of the, I don't know anything about the Partygate scandal, leader of the opposition, Keir Starmer, said on Monday that if he is fined by police who are investigating whether or not he broke COVID rules at an election campaigning event, he will resign. Johnson has already been issued with such a fine, a so-called fixed penalty notice, which he has accepted and paid. Starmer's intervention has therefore raised serious questions as to whether or not Johnson should resign as prime minister. This is just bizarre. The world is just crazy. Traditionally, the leaders of government and opposition use the Queen's speech as a time to put their differences aside and chat amicably as they walk from the House of Commons to the House of Lords. However, Starmer and Johnson had their eyes firmly fixed ahead and exchanged few, if any, words. Well, now that totally changed the article from the beginning. We were talking about the Queen not being at a party, well, at a speech. And then now it ends up being like two people are mad at each other and not talking. You tricked me. You tricked me. I don't know. I don't have anything to offer more than I hope that next year she can go back to delivering the Queen's speech. And I was thinking about that throne, and like if you put like a black cover on the throne, it means something totally different. So I was wondering if you maybe put like a purple thing on the throne, then he could sit down and it would be okay. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just trying to offer solutions to this situation that they're not asking for my solutions.